Good afternoon. I'm Sherrel, Stewart, Communications Officer for Birmingham City Schools. I'm here with our Superintendent, Dr. Mark Sullivan, and we'll be discussing several topics of interest for our students, parents, and employees. Now, let's just get the conversation started. Dr. Sullivan, we have had some pretty big news in the district recently. Tell us about it.
Yes, we did. One of our very own educators, Mrs. Corey Cunningham, received the Milken Teacher Award. This is a really prestigious award. She is one of a select group of teachers throughout the country, and she is the only teacher from the state of Alabama. Now that's impressive.
The secret with you. Dr. Mackey, may I have the envelope, please?
Go.
The Milken Educator Award goes to Corey Cunningham.
So I knew that I wanted to become a teacher in kindergarten. I remember my very first day of kindergarten, just seeing my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Van Hooser. She had such an impact on my life, and I spent a lot of my nap time just like watching her, like just studying her, because I knew that I needed to be just like her.
So, Dr. Sullivan, tell us about this national honor and discuss the significance for our school district.
Well, Cheryl, Ms. Cunningham is an example of the excellent educators that we have in Birmingham City Schools. She is passionate about her teaching and teaching and learning, and she makes an impact on the scholars at Phillips Academy every single day. And the Milken Foundation finds educators. We don't apply for that. Teachers don't apply for that. They come looking for teachers, and you have to. You can't apply for the award. They will come looking for you, and they do a presentation to the teacher. In addition to having the recognition of being a Milken Award winner, that teacher also receives a $25,000 check. And the educator also participates in educational forums with a community of educational leaders and innovators throughout the country. So I'm really, really proud of her. And you know, she's just one example of the teachers that we have in Birmingham City Schools. As you can remember, Cheryl, just a couple of years ago at Washington K-8, Mr. Reggie White, he was Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Woods at Carver, she made the Sweet 16 for the state of Alabama. So this is just one in a long line of teachers who really exemplify excellence in Birmingham City Schools.
Now, there's been a lot of talk recently about attendance and truancy. I know you watch those numbers on a regular basis, but tell me what's going on and what can we do?
So I think attendance, and I say this all the time, that's a shared responsibility. First, for our parents. Parents have to get students up and get them ready for school. Students learn best, as we know, when they're in school on a consistent basis, working with our trained educators on academic achievement. But like I said, we simply have too many students in kindergarten through 12th grade who are chronically absent. We've just finished our 10th week of school, and we have about 250 students who have 15 or more days absent. That is a problem, and that's something we have to address.
So what do we do?
So first of all, as I indicated, attendance is a shared responsibility. All of us have roles. The parents have a role. The parents have to get students up, get them ready for school, only allow students to miss school when they're sick. On rain or shine, students need to be in school. And then we as educators, we have a responsibility. Our principals, our teachers, our superintendent, we have to make sure school is a place where students get to come every day. We have to make them want to come because they're so excited about all of the educational opportunities that we have in the school system. And we do recognize that sometimes kids, students, scholars miss school because of reasons outside of their control. You know, some students may be experiencing homelessness. Some students may be having some issues around clothing. And so we partnered with an organization called Helping Families, and they're really there designed to provide supports to students who may be going through some of those tragic things. And then if parents and if students are still not in school, we have our attendance officers, and we know that attendance is the law, and so parents may have to go to court if their children are truant. But our goal is to try to put everything in place to ensure that our students have what they need so they're in school every day.
So when we think about attendance, is there a heightened emphasis on it this year in particular with the full implementation of the Alabama Literacy Act?
Well, Sherrel, you know that over the past couple of years, the state of Alabama has delayed the implementation of the Literacy Act. So certainly attendance is a major portion of that. All of our third graders, we know they have to be reading on grade level by the time they leave third grade this academic year, or they could possibly be held back. Last year, we did a pre-test with our second graders, and what we found, about 750 of our students in second grade were not reading on grade level. So those students now are in third grade. And so we've developed strategies in all of our elementary schools. We have all of our teachers, well, majority of our teachers have been trained on the science of reading. It's called the letters training. And we partnered with some great organizations throughout the community. I know many times parents, community members ask, well, how can they help? And so we partnered with the city of Birmingham through a program called Page Pals. We have a program called BCS Reads to Achieve. We have STAIR program. We have Better Basics. You have the public library. All of these are venues that the general public and parents can help with reading. But we know that reading is important because when you are in kindergarten through third grade, you learn to read. But when you're in the fourth grade and beyond, you read to learn. So having those fundamental foundational reading skills are important, not just for third grade, but throughout the entire academic life of our students.
Well, gosh, that's a lot of information right there, Dr. Sullivan, but there may be some other things you want to share with us that are happening in the district.
So I want to let our parents know that Veterans Day is on Friday, November the 10th. Our district offices as well as our schools will be closed. We know that I am, as well as many of our employees and teachers, parents and guardians may be veterans of the military, and we thank them for what they've done and for our great nation. On another note, the city of Birmingham just recently, Sherrel, approved the expansion of the literacy program, and this is a program that provides financial literacy to parents, to students, and to our employees. And so we're excited about this program. They expanded to some even more schools, and so this program is one of those that can really help transform our community, because financial literacy is one of the cornerstones of being successful financially. You have to understand how money works, you have to understand how credit works, you have to understand all of that, and teaching our children at a young age will only benefit them in the future.
That concludes our update for this week. Thank you so very much for Dr. Sullivan, and we'll be back soon.